with another live. Going live with an expat that travels the whole world. I don't know how he do it. He's about to break it down to you guys. Introducing Nick Flats. What's up, Nick?
Yeah, Nick Flats. I got the Worldly Traveler YouTube channel, and on that I show like the activities, the tours, excursions, things that I do when I'm overseas. I've got stuff from Colombia, Mexico, and Brazil, of course, where I'm at right now. Just showing what's going on, what's happening. A little bit from the Dominican Republic. That'll probably come up one day, but a little bit further on. But mostly I've done a lot of activities in Mexico and Colombia, over the last year or so, and some parts of Europe. So that's it for guys for people, I should say, for people to like get more education, understanding what they can do when overseas. Some of it's going to also be geared to about how to move overseas, how to live overseas, because, I'm going to connect with a lot of expats in Colombia and other countries, and, they share information I can share with other people. So if people want to make that move overseas, to travel or to make that move overseas and transition to like working and living overseas, there'll be information out there for that too.
Okay. So currently, where are you and how long you been there?
In Rio de Janeiro right now. I've been here. Well, I just got back, so I was like in Rio for a couple weeks. Then I went to Sao Paulo for 6 days, and I just came back to Rio today. So I'll be in Rio for about 10 days or so, and then I'll be off to Mexico after that.
All right, cool. We were just talking about Rio and everything. So what's some of the best things about Rio that separates Rio from different countries, in your opinion?
It's got to be a lot of things. I mean, so the last time I was in Rio was I hate to date myself, but it was 30 years ago. So it was about in the 90s. So it was a rough city back then. I'll tell you, it was really rough. A lot of gangs, a lot of homeless, a lot of beggars. You could get robbed easily on the street, even there in the daytime. So Rio was not the city that it is today. It was quite different. So the thing that separate Rio apart is going to be obviously the natural beauty of the place. I mean, you've got like beautiful beaches. You got a lifestyle, which is like people are out there doing sports, volleyball, swimming, surfing, you name it. All this, it's an outdoor geared lifestyle to working out, being outside. We got some rainy weather in the wintertime and fall, but otherwise, you've got like just beautiful year-round weather, and it's a lifestyle geared towards a culture that's pretty open, that's friendly. A Brazilian culture. They want to embrace you coming to visit Brazil, being, enjoying their culture, being part of the country, things that are going on. It's ethnically diverse countries. You got people of all types and varieties, here in this country from different cultures, different parts of the world. So there's always a moving, active place too here in Rio. And, it's one of the top vacation spots in the world. People are always coming here to enjoy the beauty of the beaches and, having fun out here in this beautiful weather,
Man, I'll tell you, man, Rio is, it's a beautiful place. It's crazy, man. By the time you get off the plane, man, the time you hop in that cab, you see the views.
And it's changed. I mean, 30 years ago, there was just like nothing like it is today. It was
really?
Not at all. It was rough. Yeah, it was rough.
It was. 30 years ago?
Yeah, that was in 1990, man. It was like, dang, yeah, approximately 30 years ago. So it was. It wasn't the hotels. There wasn't the Airbnb, of course, didn't exist back then, and internet and all these other things didn't. But the one thing about Rio was at this point in time, it was just lifestyles of people have changed greatly. I mean, like the standard of living hasn't changed like hugely from what it used to be. I mean, there's still some homelessness and poverty, of course, but I mean, they've changed a lot in the city. And you got some really swanky neighborhoods. They were kind of swanky then, but Ipanema, even here in Copacabana is pretty stylish. Tijuca, you've got some that's quite amazing. The standard of living, how it like increased. I mean, just and the growth of the middle class and the upper class in this country, because there's a big divide between. There was just like in the past, it was just like either poor or you're rich, but now there's more of a middle class. People are the big thing about then compared to now. I mean, back then compared to now, is a lot of people speak English here, which didn't happen like 30 years ago. I mean, a lot of people, there were some university educated people, but a lot of people were immigrating overseas. So those who had their degrees education usually go overseas. Now you have more of resident population, young people especially that are university educated and speak English. So it's a big difference to what it used to be. Barely anybody spoke English about 30 years ago.
That's a good point. So, man, tell me, man, how long you been traveling? Because since I know you, you've been traveling. I think you went back home maybe a few weeks within the last 2 years or so, right? Is that true, or what's the deal?
Yeah, that was last 2 years. Yeah, it's been about maybe a week or two that I've been back, and it says maybe a month of last year, and then this year, that'll probably be about a week or so. I mean, it was a week earlier in March, and then coming up, it might be a few weeks, and then it's well, because I don't need to live in the U.S. So I mean, it's different when you live the. If you're familiar with the book, Tim Ferriss, the 4-Hour Work Week, he talked about geo arbitrage, living overseas, things you can do. That's why I read that book. So it's kind of like a Bible for me, like an instruction manual. I already knew about living overseas, but it does give you a lot of like good tips. And he still does a weekly email, broadcast, podcast, all these things. But there's a lot of information within that, and there's just a lot of now, of course, they call them digital nomads. I mean, those concepts exist way back when I used to work for Fast Company. I had like the writer Daniel Pink talking about e-lancers and geo arbitrage even back then, back in the 2000s, but early 2000s. But yeah, I mean, it's just you don't need to. I mean, because a lot of work can be done online. And I have a background, master's in international development studies, so I know about economics and project planning and management. So that's a lot that I was geared towards to do overseas. So for me, I don't need to be in the U.S. And contacts and development. A lot of things are easier when you're outside of the U.S. for business is when you are in the U.S. So it's a lot of opportunities.
Yeah,
and just
let me give a shout out to the super chat before I forget.
Oh yeah,
appreciate you, T Love. He sent $5. Appreciate you, brother.
Nice.
Hopefully, I'll see you
soon.
Oh,
good old T Love.
Another WTU member, another member of the Brotherhood WhatsApp group. Cool brother, down there, brother from California. You know what I'm saying? Met me here in Atlanta. I met up with the brother. Had a good old time with you. Appreciate you, man. I see Andrea in here. Love Crossing Borders. Y'all check him out, too.
I know who that is, yeah.
He's living proof that you can find love abroad. Mm-hmm. Y'all check his channel. I'll click on him. But, yeah, Nick, so what's your next destination, bro? Where you
headed? It's going to be Mexico. It'll be kind of like towards the end of this month. It'll be off to Mexico for a little while, back to the States for a little bit, and then back to Mexico again. And, I don't know where after that, but, it'll be some things I got to connect with some friends in Mexico, doing some workshops, things like that. So towards the beginning of the year, I'm not really sure yet.
All right, but you are the truly worldly traveler because you've been across the water to the pond, right? You've been to Europe and all that.
Yeah, I checked, and I've traveled to 15 different countries. Yeah, so part in Asia, South Asia, which is India. Several countries in Europe, a few countries in South America, North America, and Europe, yeah, and Middle East too. So.
Okay. Shout out to HD Chillin', man. One of the solid brothers I ever met, off the net. Appreciate the support. This man is a huge supporter of YouTubers, man. I appreciate you, man. Hey, more than you know, brother. Thank you, man. Appreciate you. Now, Nick, oh, man, question came right out of my head. Damn. I had a good one for you too, man. Anyhow, Drees is in the building. What's up, Drees?
What up, Drees?
Drees, you there with me?
It's me. Yeah, I'm here with you, man. Y'all hear me?
Yeah. Oh,
I can hear you.
I was gonna ask you, Nick. So you going to Mexico in November? Are you going to a party down there in Mexico? I heard there's a party down there.
Whose party would that be?
Hey, I don't know. You tell me.
There's two parties. There's two parties in Mexico,
Oh, really?
There's in Oaxaca, there's the Day of the Dead on November 2nd. Then there's I Am Marva's party.
That's right. So
Yeah,
which
but he
one
wanted
you
to charge
going
you.
to?
But you know what? But well, hold on. Let's hold that. Let's step back from that because he wants to charge you the minimum price to go to his party, $65 per person, and then you can get premium VIP. I think it's $140, $150 a person. I was like,
You
and in
get to meet him.
Mexico, yeah, but what you're talking about, Mexico City, everything's damn cheap over there. So like, okay, I don't know what he's putting on for this party that be costing $65, whatever, but. Yeah, okay. I don't know what's going on with that. Yeah, you get to meet I Am Marva. I'm like, okay. I mean, it's not that I have it. It's like it wouldn't be one of my goals in life. I mean, I'll be doing other stuff, but because if you know Mexico City, there's a heck of a lot going on there. So it's like, like 30. It's the biggest city in the world, I think, technically by population. So it's like 32 million people. So there's so much going on there. I don't think that'd be the top priority for me, but I get it. People are gonna. I'd be surprised. I mean, I'd be curious to see who would show up and drop $65 to $150 a hit just to hang out with him.
I'm sure he's gonna have a lot of people coming.
Oh yeah, he will. He's got 100,000 subscribers, so at least 100,000. So he's gonna have somebody. I mean, you figure that party probably could only be like a few hundred people at most, maybe 200, 300. So it's easy to get that many people out of that group who would want to be there. I guess.
Yeah. It'll be interesting to see what kind of party he can throw, though.
It might be fun. I mean, I
Yeah.
just don't know if I'd spend $65 for it though. But
If $65, man, I think like maybe a live band or maybe
okay, sure, you
some
probably
type
have
of
a DJ,
celebrity
live
come
band,
through,
food, yeah.
something. But you can't just. Well, I mean, you can charge whatever you want, but $65 just to see a non-celebrity, that's kind of steep to me. But hey, man, money.
Well, it might be a good opportunity to network and whatever. I mean, I get it. I mean, I'm not saying it's bad. I don't know if I would put that money out myself.
It could be huge YouTubers show up. It could be
That's right.
PewDiePie can
Yeah.
show up.
Well, no, didn't he have the picture with him or Rihanna or something like that, and some other famous
Rihanna.
celebrity back in? Yeah. It was only like because I'm subscribed to him, so I mean, I'll admit that. I mean, I get his feed. I mean, he did have a picture with him with Rihanna and somebody else. I can't remember, but because he's over in Jamaica, I think, right now.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
All right. Trees, what's good, man? You got a question for Mr. Nick?
Yeah. I'm gonna get there in a second. I'm trying to get myself together here. I'll be with you in a second. But how's everything going on in Sao Paulo right now, man?
I'm back in Rio, so I was
Give
in
us
Sao
a
Paulo
report.
6 days, and I just got back to Rio today. Well, yesterday, I'm sorry. So I'm back in Rio.
Where you staying at now?
Well, I'm in Copacabana.
What area you in?
On the main.
What's that?
What area you
What
in?
street?
Postal
6.
Six?
Oh no, I'm sorry,
Six.
Posto 5. What's Posto 5?
Okay.
So it's like it's basically on the border between Copacabana and Ipanema.
Right. So you down there by the fort?
By the which one? Yeah, exactly. By the fort. Yep. A little bit distance to the fort. Yep.
What clubs have you been to?
Clubs, I haven't been to many. I went to Mavs. That was about it. That was the only one. Because I've been taking Portuguese classes too at the Caminos Portuguese school. So I went to another club too, Resansa, the Sama Club. Went there on the first Monday that I was here. Went to Mavs a couple times, and then after that, what else did I have to do? Then I had the Portuguese class that I was doing. So that's like 20 hours a week. So it's an intensive class. So I did that for like that 2 weeks ago. Then I went to Sao Paulo for 6 days instead of Villa Madalena and did a couple tours over there and did some other activities. And then now I'm back here. So I'm taking another like week-long Portuguese class.
Got a question right here. Can you see it, Nick?
Yeah, I was saying that. No, I've been to Asia several times. So I mean, when I was in the military, I was in Asia. I've been to Japan, South Korea, and the Philippines, and I was going to specialize in the study like South Asia, India. they did have a concentration on that. There was economics and like development. The thing about it is, well, what happens is most people kind of doesn't get like talked about in U.S. news. Basically, if you're talking about like living here, being here, I mean, it's there's a huge amount of changes that are happening here in Latin America. Not just Latin America, I mean, because Brazil is technically not part of Latin America, right? Because it's not necessarily a Spanish-speaking country. But what most people don't realize is that what happened here, like several years ago, there was a lot of dictatorships and communism in Latin America. So it was a lot of turmoil. And it was really true when I came here, like back in the '90s, back in 1990, '89. And I was talking to a guy who, like, one of the tour guys who's living. He said, "Yeah, we just came out of the kind of government military dictatorship," and it was true. So the country was kind of a mess, right? It was economically, socially. So a lot has changed in Latin America like last 30 years. I mean, so the potential for development, you got a young population, well educated. The potential of development of business is huge. So it's there's a lot going on here that most people don't understand. They don't kind of realize, especially Mexico too. Mexico for like expats, one of the top places to move, because there's a lot of business development, a lot of potential to do business, and there's a lot of desire to do business because a lot of the countries are just coming out of, like Colombia, just had like a peace treaty after 50 years of civil war. So there's still a lot that's changing. Yeah, there's a lot that's changing, and it's just happening now. It's not like yesterday or 10 years ago. This is all happening now. Like Colombia just the last 2 years. So the growth potential and the business potential is huge.
Do you ever plan on investing in any foreign countries, and which one would you invest in?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot. I mean, the which ones probably I would say Brazil definitely, because it's the one of the I think it's the biggest economy in the South American continent. Then there's going to be Colombia, definitely, it's a good choice. I would say Argentina has a lot of issues right now, have going at another economic collapse in the last few years, so they got a lot of issues. I mean, in terms of land and property, is a good place to I've heard a good place to buy in Argentina, and what's the other one? Probably Mexico, definitely. Mexico's really, parts of Mexico are really good choice. Parts are, and still in state of flux, but and some issues. But Mexico would definitely be a good choice as well.
Word. I gotta get down to Mexico one day, man. I don't know when. So what? Me being the first time traveler to Mexico, which part you think I should go to first? Which one is gonna be the easiest for me?
It depends on what you're gonna do. I mean, if you're going to Mexico just to like just lay on the beach, have a good time, Cancun is probably the top spot. Then second after that would be Cabo San Lucas, Puerto Vallarta, Mazatlan. It's on the west coast of the country. So like spots, like I said, Cancun, Yucatan Peninsula is one of the top spots in Mexico and the world. Great resorts, hotels, a lot of package hotels, all that kind of stuff. And the interior of the country is great too. San Miguel, Allende. Some places I haven't been to yet, but there's some of the top vacation spots too. If you're going to do work and do business, then you'd be going to Mexico City and Guadalajara. So those are the two like top business places. So it really depends if you're going to do business, or whether you're going to whether you're going to just be vacationing, traveling, just laying on the beach.
Got another question from Andre and Andrea of Love Crossing Borders. Say, Nick, when did you decide to live abroad, or are you just traveling?
Well, I mean, I decided to do that last year because I was just like, well, now is the time to do it. I just thought, well, I just finished a job, quit a job, and just saw the opportunity. So, I mean, at this moment, I just definitely do live abroad. It's but I also do some traveling and sightseeing too. I mean, you can do both. I mean, so it's not that's part of the job. What I do is, visiting the country, learning the culture, learning about the region, learning about the people. Because I have a bachelor's in anthropology, so I study the cultures, the people, language, and visiting the place, historical places, documenting it. What I do, so other people can learn from that too. And then, so I live in different places, and I'm able to be flexible, able to move around.
Okay. I seen you just drop a new video on your channel. I think you dropped 2 of them in the last 2 days, right?
Yeah, that was in 2 that from Sao Paulo. Actually, three, because there's one from Rio, then there's one from the Via Magdalena when I just went out at night, checked out some clubs, and then also in Via Magdalena in the area called Batman's Alley, just hanging out with a guy. So I mean, there's more that's going to be produced out of that, out of the couple of tours I did over there and some sightseeing I did. Yeah, but that was with the guy who had his own little caipirinha bar in Batman's Alley, because that's kind of like an artsy, like trendy sort of place in Sao Paulo. So it's one of the most popular neighborhoods, kind of not yuppie-ish, I would say it's hipsterish, kind of thing. So as
All
far
right.
as the Polanco area, yeah, go
I just put the link to his YouTube in the chat. Y'all go ahead and click
ahead.
over there and subscribe to him. And I'm sure if he get more subscribers, he'll put out more videos. Because I'm sure you got a gang of content you just ain't put up yet, right?
Oh yeah, I've got tons. I mean, I've got like stuff from just from Mexico, from Europe. What else is there? From Colombia, a lot of stuff from Colombia too. So a lot of stuff that is being put together, produced, like put into videos so people can kind of, so it's watchable, so it makes sense, rather than just jamming a whole bunch of like raw footage out there, and stuff from Bogota as well. That's all I say. So somebody's saying, does Andrea saying, hi Nick, is there ever a perfect time to become an expert? No, there's no perfect time. It really depends on your intentions, right?
A lot of people say, oh man, once I retire, I'm getting this here and I got 10 more years to go. And I say the same thing. I don't say when I retire, I said I got a 10-year plan, but I know like in your case, you don't have any kids. It's a little different, when you got kids and stuff, man.
Oh yeah. But people do becomes expats and they have kids too. So I mean, it's all a matter of it's really more like I would say it's probably if you got like the flexible income, right? In other words, if you got the flexibility in income and job where either you're that you can maintain a stream of income, right? I mean, it's that's totally important anywhere in the world, right? And so if you have like I met a couple graphic artists that would travel around the world. They were from Canada and they were and I had two kids and they were homeschooling them. So, but they were able to make their money as they went, or they were, earning money through like contracts and freelance contracts online. So it all depends. They were fluent in a couple other languages. So it really depends. I mean, it really is that stream of income is really important. If you can have that online income, that stream of income, that's very important. Or if you're, but there's a lot of like I follow the nomad capitalist. It's really true. You kind of do different things at different levels depending upon your situation, right? Because the way a millionaire or multimillionaire would structure how they live overseas or live abroad is going to be different than maybe someone who's maybe just earning a six-figure income, right? So or five figures or high fives. But yeah, earning that, having that stream income is very important. Having a stream income is very important. So as you're living overseas, of course, you pay your bills, you can function. You know what I'm saying? So, but there's not necessarily a perfect time. It's more a matter of what you want to do, right? Do you want to live in one particular country? Or do you want to travel to other countries? Do you want to buy property in another country? Do you want to invest and set up a business in another country? Or more than one country? That's important. Do you want to have some bank accounts in different countries on land and property? That's a lot of issues where that might affect your timeline, like what you want to set up and how you want to move. I see some other questions popping up. Yeah.
Okay, Fly Boy. What's up, Fly Boy? Y'all check him out too, man. He just dropped the video on New York.
Oh, that's cool.
That was cool. I liked it. That was a dope tribute to World Trade Center, I guess, to the people in New York or whatever. But y'all check that video out. He got
okay.
He said Sao Paulo was dope. Went bowling in the mall. Plus they have Santander Bank, which works for me. Okay. You ever been to the mall in Sao Paulo?
I didn't get a chance to go there because I had a few days, but I had something work I had to do, other videos to produce. I went to Via Magdalena and I did go around some spots over in downtown Sao Paulo. I didn't get to that mall, but Sao Paulo is huge though. That's like 20 million people there, so that city is gigantic. It's like, and traffic is just get tied up. So you gotta be willing to kind of like have some patience to get from spot to spot in Sao Paulo. So and it's a huge city. I mean, it's like spreads for ages, different neighborhoods, different places to go. There's just like so much going on. It's like endless, really.
Word. Trees, you with us, man? You got any questions for Mr. Nick? Can you pick his brain a little bit?
Yeah, what's
Well, Dries has
the
been here.
what's the different fruits that they use for caparinas in Sao Paulo?
What's the different? What's that?
Different fruits that they use in the caparina in Sao Paulo.
Sao Paulo?
Mango.
Well, no, they do the same here. I mean, they vary it up. I mean, there is like the one guy I was talking to. He was using limes, lemons. I mean, normally it's limes, right? But I mean, here they'll make it with mango. The same in Rio too as well. They'll make it with mango, passion fruit. What was the other thing he had? I can't remember the last one.
What was the brown sugar shit? Uh-oh.
You know that's what they have. I mean, it's so there's a little variation. The traditional recipe is like going to be the cachaça, the sugarcane liquor, and then the cachaça, sugar, and then limes. You know what I mean? Normally, but people vary it up a little bit. But they also make something called caipi vodka, which so a lot of people get that intense hangover for the cachaça because it's pretty powerful stuff. It knocks you out. So they make a lot of people prefer it with vodka. They prefer it with vodka. A lot of girls I know prefer caipi vodka. They're like, I don't like the regular caipirinhas because it does give you a whopping hangover. It's gonna be huge because it's all that sugar and alcohol. It's like, whoa, it can wipe you out. It's pretty potent stuff.
Oh yeah, I do mine with vodka.
Somebody said strawberries. Yeah, strawberries is another one too. Yeah, that's true. Strawberries, pretty much any fruit. You can pretty much do it. I mean, cachaça, the thing about the cachaça doesn't really, it's not got a strong flavor unless it's like one of those like lower, like average brands or the one that's been aged a little differently. I mean, there's different types of cachaça, right? But it's like different types of tequila, but it normally doesn't have that much of a flavor, so it can be mixed with a lot of different kind of fruits. So strawberries is another one too, or maybe peach.
All right, no, Jello, man. So, how long you gonna be staying in Copacabana?
I'll be here for another 10 days.
I got a suggestion for you, man.
Oh, Bakashi, yeah, that's true, right? Marengo, yeah.
Casablanca.
Somebody, yeah, I heard about that place. So somebody saying strawberries or pineapple could be used. That's true, Bakashi. Yeah, you can use that as well with caipirinhas.
Yeah, been to Los Sasua yet? Casablanca.
Not yet. I'll have to check it out. Let's see.
You must go.
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of those. Yeah. You got guys handing out flyers and business cards. Actually, the funniest thing, really, to be honest with you guys, is so I'm heading down for Maps, and that was like a week or two ago, no, a couple weeks ago, and that he got a lot of trannies. Got to be honest with you, and they be mixing in the crowd at Maps, man. It's kind of cracks you up because you talk to this guy, hey, what's going on? And they got a deeper voice than you. Like, what's up, baby? You're like, whoa, like, hey. And then three of them were trying to like, and it was cracking me up because I'm heading down from like, maybe a block or two down from Maps, and I'm walking back to where I'm at on this end of the what they call Avenida Atlantica, right? That main what do you call it, like strip causeway, not causeway, but like the beachfront path promenade. That's it, beachfront promenade. So then one girl was like, oh, she's whipping out her boobs, showing it to me, la 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 la, like come with me. And then one of them's like, that looked like a tranny. I was like, oh yeah, go back to her. I'm like, no. And then another tranny's trying to gang up on her. So all three trannies trying to gang up on me. I was like, one might not have been a tranny, but I was like, dang. And then the cops were like, just moving along. Just was like, get the hell. So the police officer was like, get the hell out, guys, just move along. He's sitting in his patrol car going, you're moving along. So anyways, what happens though is you got to be careful because I mean, they, the trannies are out there in force and they're just mixing the crowd, but also they can kind of like pickpocket you. Kind of like swarm around you, pickpocket you if you're by yourself, or they can drug you and like try to rob you too. So you got to be careful out there. It's not as bad as it used to be, but yeah, they out there, out there trying to get it.
Yeah, they really trying to get it. Cause
Treasy got a question for you. Yeah.
Oh man, what you need to do is go and look up. What's your boy name?
Is it Obi-Wan?
Obi-Wan. Look up Obi-Wan. You know what I'm saying? and get in contact with him, use him on, find him on Messenger or whatnot. If I could find it, I ain't been on Facebook in like forever. I don't even go in there no more, like talking about it. But Obi-Wan is the person that got me into the whole favela thing. You know what I'm saying? He'll get you in there. He's safe. You know what I'm saying? He'll just let you know the ins and outs, the backs and forwards, the lefts and rights, the ups and downs, what's going on in the favela. So just go ahead on the contact with him. If I can find the information, I'll go ahead on the slide it to you myself.
He got an Instagram. It's I think it's Favela Brothers Travels, something like
that. I had to call myself. I don't know what I did with it. I still got to do a Copa Cabana review for the Telemade chat room because they getting ready to head over that way. But Obi-Wan is the person you need to look for. Everybody else gonna kind of like overcharge. And the thing about Obi-Wan, the more people that you bring, the less of a price you'll pay for the group.
Okay.
Yeah, I got him on Instagram. It's okay. I see it right now. Favela Brothers _tours. Type that on the thing. He's on Instagram. Like I said, if y'all on Facebook and some of the travel thing, I mean, he's in some of that. But yeah, Obi-Wan, cool, man. Cool dude, man. Like 23 years old.
Wow, yeah, that was I don't know if you guys ever watched that movie City of God. I just watched it like a couple of weeks ago. That was pretty intense. That's a good movie.
No, the movie that you have to watch is Elite Squad.
That's the one I want to watch. And apparently the director who made the movie had to leave the country because he got death threats after making the movie. It's called Trope Elite in Portuguese.
Because it was slick side snitching.
Yeah.
He was practically snitching,
Mm-hmm.
But I'm currently watching the movie I went to the movies in Medellin and ran across this movie called A Road Seller. You ever heard of that?
Yeah, I think it's one. That's one of the old ones, isn't it?
Right.
That's like from the 70s, 80s?
No, yeah, like the 80s though. It was.
Yeah, I've heard of that one.
I thought it was the like Griselda Blanco as a kid story, but obviously it wasn't about Griselda Blanco because she died. The little girl died at the end. But it's about this little girl that was getting abused at home, so she got out into the streets and started selling flowers and shit to make her way in the make her way in the world. But it's a nice little movie. I finally, I realize I need to start doing that. Like when I'm planning on doing this go round, is I'm gonna watch me a movie, like watch Joker when it comes out here. And then when I get back over there, that's one of my things I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go to the show there and watch the movie in Spanish so I can pick up on a little lingo because I went and watched.
Oh yeah, mate. Because you already know the plot, and then you'll be able to actually follow it better.
So, because I watched Hobbs and Shaw before I left, and then I went with the main and watched Hobbs and Shaw over there. So I was able to pick up on a little Spanish and made my conversations with everybody a little bit easier.
Yeah, true.
You gotta look at it. They learn our language through our music. I don't know.
Yeah, movies too. Yep.
I don't know how they use the worst of the worst for as language use. People who use language to get our language and learn our language better than me. So I figure I just do the same thing. You know what I'm saying?
So Nick, I noticed you said you was taking classes on the Portuguese. Are you still taking Spanish classes too? Because I know when you do both, that's kind of hard, ain't? Or what?
Yeah, I found that out the hard way. Yeah, you bring up a good question. Yeah, because what happens is like you get really confused, so sometimes you got to take a break. So I'm not taking Spanish classes right now because what happens is that some of the words and the grammar is pretty much the same. The grammar is pretty similar, but a lot of the words are some are the same and some are not the same, and the pronunciation is different in Portuguese. So you really, if you're studying Spanish and then you try to like shift over into Portuguese, even for Spanish speakers, like native Spanish speakers, I'm saying like people who obviously grew up speaking Spanish, they get confused too as well because a lot is not the same. It's actually harder because if you come like from basically not having studied either language, you're just going straight into Portuguese, it's a lot easier because your brain automatically tries to like put in Spanish words, Spanish, like expressions into like Portuguese, which don't exist, right? And so you get all confused. It's like she should be correct. She's correcting me all the time. Like and I'm like, okay. I mean, it happens, and it's really tough because it's like automatically thinking, well, it's the same. It's not. It's the same language, but it's not. It's a lot different. And the hardest part is pronunciation, right? Because in the Spanish you roll in your R's, in Portuguese a little bit, but it's a lot different. All the pronunciation, a lot of the words and letters are different. So it's actually pretty tough. It's because you have forced a habit of seeing that word that's spelled the same in Spanish, but it's pronounced differently in Portuguese. So it's pretty tough.
Word. Go ahead, Dries. You wanted to say something?
Yeah, sorry, I can't hear you, Dries. His volume cut out.
My bad, I was muted. But in Portuguese, the R's and H's as compared to in Spanish, the R's are you roll them. You know what I'm saying? And shit's crazy. But I was getting mixed up. But once I got there and I got acclimated to the speech patterns and everything, I started doing
right.
All right. But the T is something different. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But for after a while, you start getting it. Because once I had got back to Medellin after Rio, I was kind of lost. But then I had to go and I just had to go home. I had to go to my place and just sit down for a couple of minutes to just look at some words so I could get the pronunciations right.
Yeah, it's a funny expression they have. It's like here they call it "pochino," which is like because of course the word for Portuguese is português. And Portuguese and then Espanol. Yeah. So it's like you're doing a combination of two. And that's what a lot of people say. Because even Brazilian, like native Portuguese Brazilians or Portuguese people say, yeah, it's like I speak Portuguese too as well. Because that Spanish throws them as well. Because they're coming from the opposite side, right? Because they realize they have to shift how they pronounce things in Spanish. It's all cool.
Yeah, man. But
all right, you go say, yeah, that's true. Yeah. Chave, Chego.
Yeah, but trying to learn them both at the same time is kind of crazy. It'll throw you off. It'll get it. Yeah, get it eventually, but it takes a while. You know what I'm saying?
It's tough. I mean, it's tough. It's like because you got all those habits that you used to pronounce something, you automatically do it, and you got to like change the way you think it and realize, like you're saying, you're in a different country with a different language. And it's not too hard to shift, but it takes a while because it's like I got to practice pronunciations. People don't understand often what I'm saying. What the hell are you saying? It's a different
right. But to a lot of the brothers in the chat, room, if you don't know your language, please at least know that math is universal. Because I do know a story of a guy. I do know a story of a guy. He was in London, and he was talking to an evangelist. Asking for Bible study, and she said 200, and he literally gave the woman $200, 200 USD. So if you don't know your language, at least know some math. Know your math. Know that math is universal and everything. Every number is the same number everywhere you go.
All right, Nick. So tell me about the women in Brazil, man. Lay it on me, man. What's going on out there?
You've been here.
How they treat you, man?
They treat me good. It's different. I mean, Medellin is like, Medellin is changing. So, I mean, in the last year that I've been there, it's like you got packs of brothers coming into Medellin and roaming around Parque Jerez. So, there's a lot. Medellin is all right. So, if you got to go to Sosúa is a small town. One main street over there. That's it. Medellin a little bit bigger, and they got Rio, which is a whole bigger. What is it like? Medellin's got like 2-3 million people. Then Rio's got 12 million. So, you just got a huge area spread out even more. But it is a lot of guys that kind of just like following the pack, Medellin and lumping themselves together in Medellin and following each other. And one guy is the leader or whatever. And they're following each other, so it gets the attitude of a lot of ladies is kind of changing because they're like, they're hip to the game, right? They're out there to make the gringos for what they can get out of them. So it's not exactly, if you talk to guys who've been coming there since, 2015-ish, even the last 4 years, they tell you how things have changed big time, right? Because there's so many American guys, foreigners coming in there. So it used to be a time when there's very few foreigners, right? People were scared to go. Cali, I guess, is maybe less tourists got going over there right now, but Cartagena, Medellin definitely packed. Bogota's packed, of course, a lot of foreigners because it's the capital of the country, right? But Brazil is a different environment because I mean, there are a lot of tourists here, but the attitude is a little bit slower, a little more relaxed. I mean, there's still girls trying to take advantage and gun guys for money, but they're not exactly as rush, push as they are kind of getting to Medellin. Some of them just be trying to hit you for that money real quick and just turn the numbers over because a lot of guys trying to pack into into Medellin and try to make it the new Sosua. So that's kind of messing up the vibe a lot of ways. They're not they're trying to rack up the numbers and trying to get a little crazy. It's pretty wild, but and it just changed the atmosphere because the girls are like, okay, I'm going for that money, turning those numbers over. So attitude here is a little more mellow here and more laid back. And Medellin is more laid back than Sosua, and right now compared to Rio. Rio compared to Medellin is more laid back.
How Mexico stack up? How does the Mexico women stack up with Brazil?
I don't want to get anybody angry, but it's like there's only with Mexican women it's a little bit different. All right, so I'll say this: it's not exactly the health and fitness culture out there. I mean, there's some really healthy and fit women, but generally they're not. I mean, it's the same here in Rio, the same in Medellin. They're really fitness oriented, right? They're on the beach, sports and activity. Mexico, they just there's some beautiful, attractive women out there. I ain't gonna lie, but in terms of the girls, escorts, what you want to call them, they're not really hitting the gym and being on top of it like they are here in that they would be in Rio, Colombia, I should say, and in Brazil. Some of them built like refrigerators. They're pretty big. They kind of end up. They kind of have with mainly two extremes: either pretty slim or they're pretty big.
Like a milk cow.
Like a refrigerator, pretty square, pretty rectangular.
What is all that, man?
What was that? I don't know. It's not me. But yeah, so it's a totally different experience. But I haven't been to the Zona Rosa. There's the Zona Rosa, or like party center in Mexico City, and then I haven't been there yet, but I'll probably get over there. And then like every place in Mexico, there's always, especially the resort areas like Cancun and whatnot. You got a lot of people partying, hanging out there. So you got a lot going on. So it's like, and then of course everybody knows Tijuana, which I haven't been to, but so that could be a different experience. But it is, pricey for Bible study. So Mexico is going to cost you. Parts of it are. I won't say all of it because I guess Tijuana, got variation in price, but the Bible study out there could be a lot different. But I know in places like Acapulco, it could be kind of like 100 an hour. But I guess at Cancun, it can vary. So how do U.S. that is now?
Shit. And on that note, we'll end the show. But I appreciate you coming on, bro. We're gonna try to wrap it up. I got
because you gotta go.
I got engagement. I gotta get to at 8. I was supposed to be leaving 7:30, but
all right, let's head up. Let's close it down. So,
any last word, Mr. Trees?
Yeah, man. I just wanted to win. Will you be coming back to WTU?
Oh man.
Yeah. Probably pretty soon. Yeah, I've been trying to deal with a lot of stuff, business wise, legal stuff I had to handle. So that was what kept me away from it, and just trying to deal with a lot of things I had to it'd probably be later in the year because I gotta do a lot of workshops and do a lot of stuff. So it's that was there was a lot. There's a lot more to do than I realized. Spending with the company, developing company, doing all the legal filings for it. So yeah, it's gonna be probably December-ish, maybe.
He got to concentrate on his mains.
Yeah. Got to keep those mains working.
I got a question for you, HD. Shout out to you. Appreciate you.
I've not been to Playa del Carmen, but have you guys been to Playa del Carmen? I've not been there.
I've never been to Mexico, so.
Not yet. it's always easy to get there, man. There's always some like package flights and tours, all that kind of stuff. There's like a lot of good all-inclusive places there in Mexico. I'll tell you, it's amazing ones.
All
Take a
right.
nice, like, you know, nice lady friend out there. She enjoy it. Cruises.
So, any last words, Mr. Nick? Anything?
No. Get that passport and make it work. And travel as much as possible, you know, like every vacation you have, every long weekend you have, right, stay in the United States, hop on a plane and go somewhere. Could be somewhere different in 24 hours, so you might as well make the most of it.
All right, that's Nick's channel right there. I think he got a few subscribers already off of. So if y'all watching the replay, subscribe to his channel. The more people subscribe, man, he's gonna post more videos. But I understand right now it's not a big channel, but I'm sure the more subscribers you get, more encouragement to post videos.
Yeah, and it's you know, some of the girls don't know those videos are up right now, so as long as they don't know, I might not get in trouble. I'm like, why did you post that video on me?
All right, well, I'll talk to y'all later, man, and I'll see y'all tomorrow. We'll have a panel together. I'm not sure, Drees, if you're gonna go live during the daytime tomorrow or early in the day or whatever the deal. But y'all subscribe, hit the button, notification button. You get all the notifications. Dre page is Dre Hart. It's just that simple. Put Dre Hart in YouTube. Subscribe. Get this man to 1,000 subscribers. This man's been supposed to.
Getting 1,000 subscribers. Yep.
He got a whole rack of videos. I don't know why y'all ain't subscribing, but I appreciate everybody for tuning in. Shadow said he subbed. I seen a few other people say they subbed up here. I think Andre subbed, Flyboy, a few other people. So y'all sub to these channels, man. Support each other. Let's network. Peace out. God bless.
So, bye.